taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
How's that music sound?
Good.
We good?
Maybe a little low if we're gonna talk. I just turned it
Well,
down.
we're not talking yet. Turn it up. All right. What do we got? 8 watchers. Oh, people are starting to give us some love. Thumbs up, love. I love it. A couple more seconds to let a couple more people get on.
A few people in the chat saying hi.
Oh, yes, I should put on my chat. Here we are. There you are. Hello, Heather. Hello, Amy from BC. Heather is in Blackville tonight. So hot damn. Amy's on. Hello, Amy. Hello, Della. Della, I saw your, Amy and Della, I saw both of your entries come through today or yesterday. Yeah. I don't know.
Yes, they're in the wheel. I think everybody on right now is in the wheel.
Okay, we got 10 people. So, for anyone who doesn't know what we're doing, this is live with Leaman Murray. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. $19 sounds good. All right, live with Leaman Murray. Thank you for joining us. So what do? We come on, we talk a little bit of real estate. We have a guest speaker. We give away some prizes and just have a little bit of fun. Spin that wheel and then call it a night. When was the last time we did live?
Last month. You weren't here.
Oh, right. Where was
I did it with Andrew and today.
Oh, right. Okay, so I was just coming back from Cuba.
Yes, you were actually watching, I think, in the car ride home.
I was watching in the car ride home. I remember that now. Thank you for jogging my memory. All right, let's see who else. Emrai's on. Heather, last month. I don't know, Heather. I don't know. I don't know from like yesterday. Let's be really honest here, right? Okay. So let me just pull up my itinerary because
I know, I had to pull mine up too.
So I hope everyone here tonight is ready to spin and win. A little bit about the rules. So what we've been doing for 2023. He's Andrew. He's writing stuff in other languages, and I'm copying them as I'm talking. Hi, Trina. Okay, a little bit about the rules. So as of 2023, we changed it up a little bit. So I just want to kind of remember or remind everyone what we're doing. So we're going to do a few spins tonight. We're also going to have some trivia with our guest speaker. And you have to be on to win the prize. So we doubled all the prizes. So the spin wheel, I'd say, is anywhere from, you win anywhere from $20 to $50 per spin. Because we doubled all the prizes, but you have to be on. So if you're not on and we pick your name, then you get a consolation prize. So it's usually like a $5 gas card or ticket card or something like that. A coffee card of some sort. So just to say, you know, hey, thank you for putting your name in, but you weren't on with us. However, we are still going to spin to see what you would have won.
That's Angela's favorite part.
Because I'm sick and I like it. Amy says she's ready to win. Trina's on. Heather says I was so close last month. Who else? Ramza. Hello, Ramza. Thank you for joining us. Okay. I think that's it. Did I miss anything?
No.
We are a real estate company. So we are Leaman Murray Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. And when we're not being silly and giving away prizes and talking to the community, we do work. So we help people. Oh, I'm getting some lag. Buy, sell, invest, and we love referrals. That's how we keep doing this. Okay, so before we get into our first two spins, I'm going to do a little bit of a market update, right? Because I figure, you know, I should probably talk about real estate, maybe even just a little bit. HRM market update. So all I really wanted to tell everybody, because everybody watches real estate, everybody watching the news, you know, don't listen to everything you hear. First of all, we're still in a seller's market, and it's just a weird one, right? It depends on what you're looking at. It depends on what your price point is. Some homes not getting the kind of activity people were hoping for, and some homes still crazy competing. So, you know, some homes you can get a little bit under asking depending on what they priced it for, and some homes you're still going to pay over asking for that home. You know, there is no, I guess my biggest advice would be contact your real estate agent, right? Perfect example, Simon here. He is our agent of the night. This is his month, and you know, depending on the home, it's not just like across the board. He won't be able to just say, oh yeah, this house should go for that. He's really going to have to dig into the market stats and decide, you know, based on the area and what has happened in maybe the last 3 weeks, what is really going to go on with your home as a buyer or a seller. So let's do some HRM market updates. Let's flip through real quick. I'm just going to kind of tell you, you know, what the prices are. So let's do a breakdown of Halifax. And this is literally like April 1st to May 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. I had a phone call coming through. Sold prices, $558. So that was like the basic average for the Halifax area. Bedford Hammonds Plains, you're looking at about $697. So the Halifax one, you know, that Melissa, was that area 1 to 7? Would you say?
Yeah, you see them at the very bottom. I wrote.
Okay, so area 1 to 7. Flip back the other way. I just want to double check what. Yeah, 1 to 7. So you know, you've got Spryfield in there. You have Fairview. You're going to have Rockingham. a little bit of Larry Utech, and then the peninsula, North End, West End, South End, and Central. So that's why that average is a little lower at 558, just because you do have some of the areas that have higher and lower. And then you are going to have, some of the condos come in just slightly lower than some of the regular homes, and then, detached, semi-detached, the whole thing. Okay, flip through. So yeah, 697. So almost 700,000 for that Bedford Hammonds Plains area. That's and then we got Sackville Beaverbank sitting at around 450. It's being slow. Dartmouth area 461. So we find Dartmouth typically, is very similar to the Sackville area, Sackville Beaverbank, that sort of area. And that's it. That's all for your market. So if you have questions, if you're a buyer and you're looking to buy something, message Simon. Simon will be able to look at the house that you're interested in, or give you an overall, this is my budget. Where really am I looking at? So that was a quick overview of prices. Obviously, if you have a little bit, Sackville areas, the average is 450. But if you have a little bit of less budget, if you're only looking at 300, Simon would be able to tell you, where your entry level prices are going to be. Let's do some spins. Heather Brown says location. Just like the real estate market in 2019, just with adjusted prices. I saw some real estate stuff on the news tonight. Real estate's always on the news. It's I don't know. Everybody just wants to hear about real estate. Jamie says, add me in. You have to, okay, Melissa, can you throw the link up to enter? Heather, Jamie, did you fill out the form? See, our people know.
They know the deal.
Know.
Jamie, I can't just add you. You have to fill out the form.
Yeah. Heather, I think we got to put you on payroll, right? Okay, let's do our first two spins.
And also, I don't know why the sound doesn't work on the spin wheel anymore. Hopefully you guys can hear it, but I swear
let's try it. And if not, we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, the audience, do you hear it? Amanda Evans, are you on with us? Amanda. Okay, I'm texting her right now.
I was like, she's not on.
I don't think she's on. Get on live. Okay, you have until we're done spinning. Amanda Evans. All right, let's spin. Let's see what she maybe.
Okay.
My 5-year-old's dancing to the music. Oh my God.
Oh, this one doesn't have music.
awesome.
So my
This one doesn't have
apologies.
music. That's okay.
No, this was, I
Oh.
forgot.
Oh,
Oh, Mandy would have liked that.
man, that was like $50 to NSLC. That's what you would have won. $50. Mandy, Amanda Evans, I'm sorry, but you get the $5. Wah, wah.
I know, that's not cool.
She's going to be pissed.
Should I put what she would
Especially
want?
going to the long weekend.
I know.
Oh, man. She's going to be so mad. All right.
I put what she
There,
would have wanted,
you know what?
like, this is what we're going to give her.
Amanda is a huge supporter of us, so I'm sorry that we have to give you $5, but thank you for supporting us. All right, let's do spin number 2. And just before we go into spin number 2, everyone will see some information at the bottom of the screens all night. So some of them will be running along the bottom. Sometimes we'll just have it. Right now, what you see is Simon's information. All right, that's his cell number and his email address, or you can pop over to leamanmurray.ca and get his information there. But if you would like to run some information by him for buying or selling, or maybe you want to start getting into investments, maybe you have a home right now and you want to take the equity from it to buy your first rental property, Simon will help you out with that. So all of his information is bottom of the screen, Simon at leamanmurray.ca. All right, let's do number 2. You guys like how I do the plugs? Right, I gotta do the plugs.
Yeah, baby.
It says I see my name.
Oh, look who
Oh, Mandy, you missed it. Sean, are you on? Mandy, you're gonna be so mad, Mandy. So mad. You
I
missed
know.
out. Mandy, you won a $5 Tim card, but you missed out on $50 NSLC.
she's driving.
I know.
Use this.
But Sean has won our second prize, and just before we see what he maybe is going to get, I just want to remind everyone that on the spin wheel there is an LM, and if we spin the LM and then have to spin another name, it's double the prize. So we have I'll just drink your shots, $50 worth. So we have doubled the prizes, but if you hit that LM, technically it's quadruple. So that NSLC that Mandy would have got, if we would have hit the LM first,
It would have been
she actually would have been getting 2 of them. So she would have got $100 worth of NSLC. So that's what that LM does, right? We hadn't had it all year. And then last year we hit it twice in one night. It was just crazy.
Yeah, that was an
crazy.
expensive night.
It was an expensive night, but we love you guys.
But he can win or could have won.
John, are you on with us? I don't think he is.
I don't
Let's see
think
what
he's
he
in.
would have won.
Oh, is that Coffee Pro?
Coffee Pro. So I think those ones. So that it would have been $40. I think.
Yeah.
Because I think our Coffee Pros are $20 each, and we give out 2 of them. So, Sean, unfortunately, you are not on tonight. So you get a $5 Tim card. Thank you very much for playing. We need to see you on. Melissa, we want to do one more just because no one's won yet?
Okay, we can do one more, and then I think
We'll do one more. And then I'm going to pop off, just because if everyone can tell, I don't have an office right now. I'm in my living room. And, yeah. And then we're going to let Simon take over. So let's do a third one.
One more.
Yeah, baby.
Michael. I don't know how to say your last Moskovic. How'd I do? Anyone
I think
listening? How'd I do? All right. Mike, are you on with us tonight? I don't know. We have a new person, Sage. Hello, Sage. Welcome and thank you for joining us. All right. Let's spin and let's see if Michael's on by the time we're done spinning. Let's see what he would have won.
Oh, I would have liked that.
Okay, so that would have been, I think those are 20. So that would have been $40 of a winner's HomeSense Marshall cards. But I don't think he's on with us tonight. Wah,
No.
wah.
So I think
Okay.
he the Tim's card.
What do you think, guys? That's 3. So I'm going to pop off. Simon, I'm going to let you introduce our guest, who I'm actually quite excited to watch this presentation, and then we'll go from there. All right. So, bye everyone.
Hey. I'm gonna
All right.
use before you bring on.
Yeah, so I'm also super excited about this. This is a long-term family friend of ours that she's the second person I met when I moved to Canada. Her name is Maria Radelich, and she is co-owner and one of the head physiotherapists at Pelvico Health. And she's joining us this evening to kind of discuss what Pelvico does, how it can benefit both males and females, and just tell you a little bit about what they do there and what's involved with it. So very, very happy to present Maria coming on with us. Take it
Awesome.
away.
Everyone's on.
Hey,
Hi.
Maria.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
perfectly.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me. I think I have a little presentation on, I don't know if it's your end that I show it or mine. Oh, there we go. Oh, perfect. Love this. This is very nifty. So thank you again for having me. I'm Maria. Yeah, Simon and I we've known each other for a million years now, like one of our first friends. We grew up on the same street together. So I'm super excited to chat all things pelvic health. I know it's definitely one of the, hot topics of, the world right now, and definitely getting a lot more known, but still need a lot more people to kind of understand what pelvic health really is. So I'm gonna let you in on some little tips tonight. We'll also be giving a free massage away, so we'll be doing some trivia at the end. So yeah, we'll get started. So I think perfect. So just a quick little bit about me. I am a physiotherapist, so I co-own Pelvico Health Centre. So we opened a year ago. But Pelvico basically was derived from the need of pelvic health services. So pretty much everything that happens between your nipples and your knees, I was like, we need to fix this, get this going. I did my undergrad degree at Acadia, and then went off to Dal and did my master's there. Kind of in my spare time, some of the things that I really enjoy doing are working with Special Olympics. I often am the medical chair for many of the Special Olympics summer games and winter games. I also volunteer a lot in my Italian community, sporting events. I'm often covering kind of in my spare time. I love to do CrossFit style workouts, sports, lots of hiking, and cooking in my spare time. So it's just a little about me. I think we can go to the next one. So basically, what is Pelvico? So basically, Pelvico is a multidisciplinary health center, but the focus is really everything pelvic health, but also we do treat things like orthopedics. So some of the major things that we offer are physiotherapy. So kind of like the typical physio you think of like ankles, shoulders, necks, backs, but we also have a special focus in pelvic health, which I'll get to in a moment. We also offer chiro, massage, dietetics, acupuncture. We have a focus in pre and postnatal fitness. We have osteopathy services, and we even do one-on-one birth prep for people or parents going to be giving birth. So we can go to the next one. And we're in Bedford. I should have mentioned that. So what is pelvic floor physio? So basically the area of physiotherapy that we focus on are the bones, the muscles, joints, and nerves of the pelvic floor. And this is a specialized area of physiotherapy that requires some additional training. So after our physiotherapy degree, we go off and we do specialization to be able to treat the area of the pelvic floor. So we go to the next one. So what even is the pelvic floor? So everyone's kind of heard of it maybe, but not really sure what it is. So this one is a female pelvic floor, probably because you can see there's two openings. But male pelvic floors actually look really similar. Just naturally, you're going to only have kind of the one opening minus the urethra. But essentially all of the muscles live between the pelvic floor, the pubic bone and the tailbone. So they almost act as a hammock. And you'll see that in the next photo there. I think, yeah. So there you'll see kind of a male and a female pelvic floor, but you can see kind of at the front where the pubic bone is, all of those muscles sling like a hammock, and their purpose is to really hold up all of the internal organs. So for females, you're going to have your bladder, your uterus, and your rectum. And for males, you're going to have your bladder, your prostate, and your rectum. And the pelvic floor is responsible for many different functions, like maintaining continence, so making sure you don't pee your pants, making sure you can poop when you want to and not when you don't want to, allowing things in when we want to, letting them out when we want to, as well as sexual function, and then stability of kind of our low back, our hips, and all of the things in between. So in the next one, I don't have this fully memorized. Oh, that didn't turn out perfectly. Okay, so what do we treat? So we essentially treat anyone of all ages, genders, sexes, and these are kind of like some fun facts of some things that we do see quite often. So we know that 1 in 4 females and 1 in 9 males will experience urinary incontinence or urinary leakage, or for lack of a better word, peeing your pants at some point in their life. And we know that about 50% of females will experience it at least one time in their lifetime. So that's a pretty huge component.
women. And we also know that that number is not just women who have had babies. So that's usually a misconception that, you know, you have to have had babies to pee your pants. But we actually don't see that. We see that very often in other populations and other females as well. We also know that 50% of people with who have had children will have pelvic organ prolapse. So that's when your organs start to kind of drop into the pelvic canal, and it can feel really uncomfortable. You can experience things like heaviness or achiness, pain, or other urinary or bowel symptoms. We'll also know that many people, like 58% of women after having sex after having a baby will often experience pain with sex. So that's a pretty significant number and not something that we talk a lot about often, but any type of pain just isn't normal, but many people experience it. And then men, we can't forget about you. You do have a pelvic floor as well. So we know that about 5 to 15% of males will experience chronic pelvic pain. So things like prostatitis pain or testicular pain or even tailbone pain. I would almost argue this number is actually probably higher. We just haven't researched it enough. Women or men actually in the pelvic health world kind of get the shaft on this one. We don't study them as much. In every other part of healthcare, we study men more, but in this area, I would argue that women get studied more. So I guarantee that number is actually a lot higher, and men are becoming a lot more open about kind of what they experience in terms of pain in the pelvis. And then we also know that 1 in 8 males will experience prostate cancer in their lives, which is also a huge number in Canada. And we know that many of the surgeries that go along with prostate cancer render a lot of men incontinent, or they also have leakage, or they may have experience or difficulty with erection or sexual dysfunction as well. So men unfortunately don't get away unscathed either from these pelvic health conditions. So it definitely is kind of the whole spectrum of sexes and genders. So we can go to the next one. So what's even more common that we treat that kind of falls into the pelvic health spectrum is the next one there, back pain. Oh, this kind of turned out not the way it didn't download right. So back pain is a huge one. And we actually know that 96% of people who do have low back pain also have a pelvic floor muscle dysfunction, which is a huge number. So if someone walks in my office and tells me they have low back pain, I already know their pelvic floor has something going on with it for the most part. And usually out of that group, a lot of the pelvic floor muscles are really tight and they're really angry. So we know that it's not just only a weakness that is a problem. We know that often it can come along with tightness and pain as well. So that's kind of an interesting one. So these are a big long list of things that we often see, but we'll really see anything again from leaking to prolapse. We'll see things with menopause that come up. We'll also see conditions like interstitial cystitis, which is a bladder pain syndrome. For people who have it, it's very, very uncomfortable. All of the pain with intercourse or pain with sexual function conditions. We'll also see neurological conditions, post-cancer, big chronic tailbone falls, chronic hip pain. And then in some of the pregnancy stuff, we'll also see core dysfunction or diastasis recti, which is also a huge kind of, one on the market that everyone's talking about now. And then we also treat people through pregnancy as well. So some of the common symptoms that we might see in clinic that would kind of trigger you to be here would be increased urinary urgency or frequency. So, you're peeing way too often. It's very urgent. You end up having the same on the other end. So you can have bowel or fecal urgency or incontinence. We'll see things like constipation. And then of course, pain is always a huge driver of people coming in. Again, especially with like men and women both experiencing low back, hip, or chronic pain. That's a huge one that we'll see very frequently. So the next one there. So everyone always asks, like, what's involved in treatment? It's always the big scary, like, what am I going to walk into? So the answer is it can be internal or external exam. The gold standard is an internal exam. However, we absolutely can start however anyone is always comfortable. So you should never feel pressured into an internal exam. For women, that can be both vaginally or rectally, and for men, that can also just be rectally. So we do look at them as kind of a whole, and we also might look at things things externally, like again, your low back, we'll look at your hips, all of those things externally. And some techniques that we might use are manual therapy. And again, we can do release techniques, both internal and external. You might see things like adjustments or mobilizations, hands-on techniques. There's nerve flossing techniques. We do a lot of needling, so dry needling and acupuncture in our office, a lot of core work, a lot of education, and of course exercise. So exercise is always going to be involved in most of our treatment plans, and usually the thing that really helps kind of keep the longevity of people staying healthy and happy. So here are some fun little facts and some myth busting that I think is great for everyone to kind of a general knowledge of. Just before I get started, these are not like 100% hard fast for every single person. Of course, you're an individual, but these are some fun things. It might perk you up to know if something just might be a little out of sorts for you and when you might want to check in with a pelvic health physio or, even your doctor. So generally, you should be peeing or going or urinating 5 to 8 times a day or every 2 to 4 hours. So that's kind of a nice little in between. Obviously, if you have a coffee in the morning, you might go a little more like frequently, but generally it should start to, work its way out throughout the day. But if you're definitely someone who's getting up, every 30 minutes to go to the bathroom, that really isn't normal and probably needs some kind of adjusting. And we can do things like bladder training. Getting up in the middle of the night is not normal unless you are pregnant, unless you're postpartum, early phases and you're already getting up with your child anyway to feed them, or you're in menopause, or if you're over the age of 50 in men. So those are times that one time a night would be reasonable, but any more than that is not considered reasonable. Your pee duration or the longevity of your pee should be around 6 to 16 seconds long. If you slept through the whole night, the morning might be a little bit longer, but if you actually sit on the toilet and you count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3, it should be between that 6 and 16 second range. So that's kind of a nice way to know if 1, you're just dehydrated, 2, maybe you chugged your water or your coffee a little too quickly, or 3, you might just be out of whack. So, if you're starting to hit the 1 hour mark and you have a 30-second pee, you probably just drank your water a little too quickly. But also, if you pee at 30 minutes and you only had a 3-second pee, you really didn't need to go. And if that felt really urgent to you, like you weren't going to make it, that might be a sign to kind of come check in with one of us. Despite what all of our parents told us, you should not pee just in case. So I know this was a huge one that a lot of our parents were like, go pee all the time. And rightfully so. Some kids, do definitely hold, especially when they're really into their, playing outside. Actually, Simon, hilarious. My mom made fun of me because she said I would never come inside when we were younger to go pee.
I think that was anybody in the cul-de-sac, to be honest.
Yeah, so I was like, oh God, that was literally me, Mom. But these are some things that we see often in children now. Kind of the biggest thing is video games. A lot of kids are not getting up to go pee and poop, and they're holding it in, which is causing dysfunction. But really, peeing just in case isn't the best practice. The only times this would be pretty acceptable would be like a road trip or, you're traveling or something like that. But really, you should go when you get the signal, or it can start messing with some of the signals between your brain, your bladder, and your pelvic floor. And then some more tips are the normal amount of times that is kind of considered normal for a bowel movement is every 3 days can actually be considered normal. Ideally, we would love you going every day or up to even 3 times a day. So again, daily is ideal, and usually around the same time would kind of tell us that you're quite regular. But there is actually quite a range for some people. And as long as that's not, something that's fluctuating or something that has caused some of your symptoms, then it can be considered normal. Every single person in this world should poop with their feet on a stool. So yes, the squatty potty ads are legit. You really should be pooping with your feet on a stool. It's really, really better. It's a lot better for your bowel mechanics, and it's easier to get things out. Sex should never hurt. So that's a huge one. Again, you saw how high pain with intercourse can be, especially for women after baby. Discomfort sometimes in the early stages is somewhat normal, but overall it really shouldn't be painful. And that would be something that's abnormal. And for men, same thing with erection or ejaculation, that wouldn't be normal. Despite what everyone tells you, Kegels are not for everyone. So this can actually make things worse for people. And quite frankly, a lot of people do them incorrectly incorrectly. So this is a huge one that, you know, we see out, do your Kegels, do your Kegels. Even after having a baby, you're told, do your Kegels, do your Kegels. And I would almost argue that that's not the answer for majority of people, especially in a stressed out, busy lifestyle that we have. So I don't even know the last time I even taught a person to Kegel in my room. And I treat like 10 patients a day. So that can tell you that coming from someone who treats this all the time, it might not always be the answer for you. So they're not bad, but they, you know, for some people aren't the most ideal. And then if you've had a C-section, your pelvic floor is actually still affected. So you don't get away unscathed. It is not the easy way out by any means. So not only do we now have a core dysfunction, a major, you know, abdominal surgery, your pelvic floor is still taxed for 9 months. Believe it or not, your whole pelvic floor actually lengthens by a whole inch. And that can be really hard for a lot of people to manage. And we actually see the rates of pelvic floor dysfunction be almost equal vaginally versus C-section. There's even some other C-section things that are actually worse for some people. So yeah, you don't really get away unscathed, and it's definitely not the easy way out. So one, don't ever say that to someone. And two, you've gone through a lot as well. And the other thing that we hate is the 6-week clearance. So a lot of people here, you know, don't do anything until 6 weeks, and then at 6 weeks you can go start running again. That's a really poor recommendation. And we know that that recommendation is super outdated, but unfortunately it's still something that's happening. So we actually shouldn't see people returning to high impact activity such as running or, you know, box jumps and CrossFit, you know, style jumping, really until at least 3 months postpartum. And that's if you've had like the most standard vaginal delivery and recovered beautifully. So just keep that in mind if, you know, you're someone who just had a baby, or, you know, someone who's had a baby. You know, there's a lot of mom pressure out there to get your body back, but we actually know that that recommendation is extremely poor, and often sends people into, you know, not having success postpartum. So those are some of my little tips there. And then, so we're going to get into some trivia now, and there will be a chance to win a 60-minute massage at Pelvico. We have 2 massage therapists. They're both amazing. So yeah, you get a free one on us. So I don't know how...
Sorry to interrupt there.
Yeah.
Just kind of before you jump to the trivia, I just had a question. So we just recently went through it with the birth of my son. The IWK here in Halifax, great hospital, awesome to deal with. But this is just generally a topic that they don't really educate moms about at all. Why is that?
Yeah, that's a really great question. The answer is probably money, to be honest, with our healthcare system. There is one pelvic floor physio that actually works at the IWK, not typically in labor and delivery itself. And she's lovely. She's amazing. Bethany is great. Unfortunately, her wait list is now 24 months long. Many of our wait lists are quite long, and that's actually part of the driving factor for opening Pelvico, to try and get women educated as fast as we can in pregnancy before they even give birth, which is why you see the birth prep that we're giving. And, you know, if you look at some of the more progressive countries like France, for example, they actually have a pelvic floor physio come into your room before you're discharged, after your delivery. They teach you what you need to know. And then I think the government gives you like 10 physiotherapy treatments on the government postpartum. And then you can actually have more or less depending on how things are going. And their rates of incontinence are much, much lower than North America. So they're very preventative in some of these places of the world, like France and Europe. Here, we're very behind the 8 ball. And as you've seen that in all the other parts of healthcare as well, we're not as preventative. So we're trying, but yeah, it's just not standard. So we're trying to make it standard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on and kind of educating everybody about this. I know, again, from a personal perspective, this could have saved us a lot of headaches after my daughter's birth, because my wife ended up throwing out her back long term because of a pelvic floor issue. Yeah. So this kind of education, I think, is invaluable. Also for the men out there, like, there's so much to add here. So it's awesome for you doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's definitely one of those things that I think we need to talk more about, and why I'm just kind of like, I throw around words like pee and poop all the time, because it is something that we all do. It's natural. And like, when something's off, sometimes it's your best friend that picks it up. So yeah, it's just the more we talk about it, the better that this is going to get, and more people have access.
Well, and I think that I'm going to chime in. I think that a lot of people, you know, think about massage and they think about these kind of treatments. And, you know, it's always like my back, oh, my leg, oh, my ankle, my knees, my neck. But never do we think that the issues that we're having, you know, on a daily basis could be something as simple as our, you know, our pelvic area.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's kind of funny, like even in school when we did like our 1 week of pelvic floor, I think the thing that blew my mind is we always talk about when we assess things like looking above and below the joint and all that stuff, but yet we were never taught to look in between the two hips and like in between the back and the hip. Like they're literally connected. I can actually access internal hip muscles that no one else can get to, and sometimes are actually the biggest problem.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So just before we get into trivia, I just want to remind everybody, you know, at Leaman Murray, we love to help people, you know, push their businesses forward. Maria's information is at the bottom of the screen. So take a screenshot. We've even put it in all the comments as well. Check her out. I think that this is an amazing opportunity to, you know, perhaps even find out something that's been bothering you for a really long time. You know, maybe it's something to do with this. I mean, if it's not, I mean, you still get a massage, you still get to, you know, check it out and see. But I think everyone would be pleasantly surprised to know how much of their health problems kind of are rooted in this stuff.
Totally. I should mention the massage, you can get whatever you want done. You don't have to have your pelvic area done. We do treat like general. So, you know, if your neck's bothering you, come in and take it for your neck. But if you also want to pass it along to someone who deserves, you know, a nice mom massage or something like that, you can also do that. So whatever you want.
So your clinic, so it's, you guys do full massage, but you also focus in on like, what can people come to your clinic for?
Yeah, so we do all of the traditional, what you think of physio and massage and chiro. So we do have, you know, practitioners that are very well versed in kind of all the generalist side of it. The extra special thing is we all have our specialty training in these areas. So we're just really good at kind of that, like I said, kind of nipples to knees. So, you know, if you are someone that experiences that like low back pain or things like that, we're definitely more kind of integrated in that area. So we kind of do all the typical things like, you know, we do see the sprained ankles and the low backs and things like that. But we just noticed that there wasn't any area, like one kind of clinic that really focused and integrated all of this women's health, pelvic health, and men's health kind of all in one area. So yeah, you can absolutely come in if you've had a car accident or anything like that, but Pelvico really was derived out of the need of pelvic.
Excellent.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Are there any other questions before we get going? I don't know if that is helpful or...
All right. Does anyone in the audience?
Awesome.
There's about 10-second lag, so we ask a question.
Sure.
We get away to go 10 seconds before everybody else gets it. So, does anyone? We have about 12 people currently watching now. Once this finishes out and it's been posted, we get hundreds and hundreds of people who see these. But because you guys, I got 12 people watching currently. Is there any questions that you guys have for Maria currently? So again, there is a 10-second delay. So we are going to kind of get started. And if I see any questions pop up in the comments, I will stop and kind of read them out so Maria can answer. All right. Does that sound good?
Perfect.
All right. Maria, just to jump in there, Emrai says, thank you. That's been very helpful.
Awesome.
Yes, and
Thanks.
Karina also said that is, I never thought of my pelvic area being my issue.
There you go. You never know.
Now go in. Go
Yeah.
see her.
We'll figure it out for you.
And we really want to help Maria's business. So, you know, look her up. Where can they find you?
So yeah, you can find us at pelvico.ca. We're also super obsessed with Instagram, and we have tons of free information on there. So we have everything from exercise to pelvic floor stuff. So, you know, what you got tonight is a little taste of what we have on our Instagram account. So you can follow us at Pelvico Health. And yeah, we post tons and tons of reels and videos and things like that. So there's definitely, you know, if you have questions, we're always open to a DM if you have something that you want to chat about. So yeah, that's where the best places to find us.
And where's your clinic located?
Yeah, so it's located in Bedford on Duke Street, so kind of just off of Rocky Lake there, and we're located inside of the Pro Edge gym. We also have a second location in Bears Lake as well, out of the Onside Performance Gym.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Emily says, I love your Instagram. It's so informative.
Thanks. That's what we're looking for. We just want people to have a place that they can go and, if something resonates with them, they can always message us, and nothing is embarrassing. There's no dumb questions and there's no weird questions. We've heard it all.
Awesome. Okay,
Super.
Melissa, you want to
my
start
mom
in?
just texted me and she's watching and she said, I want to go to them.
You're welcome anytime. There's lots
Excellent.
of stuff to do.
That's exactly
Okay,
what we want.
Exactly. So I'll go to the first trivia question. And just another thing is, so what I just will run down for the people that are also new is we will say a question, and I know that you have the answers on the next slide. So we'll let people go and see who gets the answer first, and then whoever answers it first will go into a separate wheel. We'll put those names, and then after we're done the trivia, we will spin, and that person will win the 60-minute massage.
Awesome.
And remember, it's how we see it on our side, because we have both YouTube, we have Facebook, and then sometimes it's from a couple different spots on Facebook. So even if you see that you said the answer first, it's if we see that you did the answer first. We almost got into a fight all one night. So
yes, my mom actually, I was telling her I was doing this tonight, and she goes, "Yeah, I thought I won last time, but I didn't." So yeah, people get mad about it.
yeah, they do. So everyone knows the rules, right? Okay, question number 1.
So, true or false, low back pain can be caused by dysfunctional pelvic floor muscles?
True or false?
My mom's commenting now and telling me to stop.
Oh, Debbie. Oh, we have some. So
Ramza said true.
True. A lot of
true. Yes, true. Sounds like everybody kind of knows the answer to this one.
Sounds like people were listening.
Good.
All right. So what's the answer?
So the answer is true. That is right. So yeah, you can definitely see low back pain as a cause by pelvic floor muscle dysfunction, or vice versa. Sometimes pelvic floor dysfunction happens because your low back got thrown out, kind of like you said, Simon. People who have bent over and kind of, threw their back out, or they have other nerve injuries, often will manifest secondarily into pelvic floor dysfunction.
And I think Ramza was the person who said true first. So you will be on our wheel. Perfect. Let's go to the next question.
So, is it normal to pee every 6 to 8 hours, every 2 to 4 hours, every 1 to 2 hours, or every 45 minutes?
Ooh, I know the answer.
I know, me too. I was listening.
Debbie says I have horrible back pain, and I think this might be my issue. I know. I was thinking the exact same thing. Every once in a while I throw my back out for no reason whatsoever, and I mean, if I have like 1 or 2 drinks, like I know there's been a couple times at the camp that I haven't made it, so I might have some issues. All right, let's see what we got. We got lots of different answers. B 6 to 8. B 2 to 4, B, A, B 2 to 4, C, B. Oh, cross. I know all the answers, but I'm not playing. Oh, it's because Heather's in New Brunswick, so she says she's not playing because the clinic's in fair. That's okay. We feel you, Heather. Okay, so lots of different answers up on the board. What's the true?
So the answer is B, every 2 to 4 hours. So remember, you want to be peeing every 2 to 4 hours. Don't hold it too long. Teachers and nurses, you guys are the worst if you're out there. You guys hold it way too long. So yeah, 2 to 4 hours is really where we want to be. Anything a little bit too soon or, happening too frequently is definitely abnormal. And like I said, maybe early in the morning when you have your coffee, you might go a little more frequently, but generally it should be around this most of the time.
And I think Ramza was the first one.
Ramza, again, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the first 2 people so we can get some more people playing.
Yeah.
So Ramza, your name's going in again. And then Trina, your name is also going in. And I'm just going to check up top to see who the second person in the first question was. Ramza and Henry, Barbara, Hinsa. So I don't know if Henry or Barbara's on. I assume it's Barb.
Probably Barbara, yeah.
Barb, are you on? Your name's going to go in as well, but just put Henry,
and
Barbara.
Barb.
Henry
So
and Barb.
just kind of to add to the teachers and nurses from my other job, truck drivers, we're bad for it too.
So
Really bad.
So
Desk
bad.
work. I'm terrible. I will literally go all day.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yes.
Oh, Barbara and Henry are both on. Both of them
there
are
you
there.
go.
Oh,
Okay.
both of
Well,
their
you're
names
in
are-
together.
There you go.
Okay, let's go number 3.
So true or false? Males don't have to worry about the pelvic floor dysfunction because they don't have a vaginal opening.
True or false? Who was listening? Men, and this is a little bit of a trick question. Males do not have to worry about
It's
the
always the
pelvic
first one.
floor.
It's supposed to be so fast,
He's listening.
right?
He, she. I'm not sure if it's male or female. I do apologize. Ramza. Okay, so
Who's here?
lots of answers. Okay.
Hey, what's the right answer?
So the answer is false. Men, of course, have a pelvic floor that can be just as dysfunctional. Actually, on my caseload today, I had 3 of you. So they're out there. They can be anyone. I've seen males as young as 18, 19, and I've seen them as old as 90. So males definitely have dysfunction in their pelvic floor as well. Again, it can manifest just like many other things with urinary issues, but also pain that just might seem a little bit different. So you do have a pelvic floor, and it can be dysfunctional as well.
And I do know this. There is someone that I know who has issue. He's male. He has issues. He's older, and it comes from a lot of sitting, and it weakens the pelvic muscles, and you basically just have to retrain. So if you're older, I think the problem too is that we as women, we have to deal with having the babies and, the paps and all of that fun stuff. And I feel like there is a little bit of a stigma where men don't go get checked for things.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I say, like, in, normal health field, usually women actually get the shaft. Like, we're not studied very well. But I would say in pelvic health, sometimes it's the males because we're, once women have gone through babies, things like that, they're a little more open to talking about it. So eventually they usually kind of find their way here. But for males, I would say it's a significantly longer time before they find their way to our clinic to get help, which is really sad.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. So we got Ramza, you're back in, and Della's in as well. Melissa, you got that?
Awesome. Yep, I got that. Let's go to question 4.
So what universities did Maria go to? Dal for both degrees, St. FX and Dal, Mount A and Dal, or Acadia and Dal?
I know the answer.
I read all these before we started,
So you do.
I kind of cheated, but I was listening as well. Okay. Oh, we got B, D, A, D, C. Okay, so some of you were not listening.
Yes, some of you are not listening.
Everyone's just guessing. All right.
Okay, I
Okay.
think we have plotted. Let's see.
We got about 10 people.
For everyone who said B minus a point, you never say I was Acadia grad. So Acadia and Dal, Acadia for my undergrad, Dal for my master's. And yeah, seriously, extra demerit points for people who said B or whatever, who said X.
All right, so who do we got? We got Emry and Della.
Awesome.
Your names are in. And do we have one more question?
I think I do one more.
Yes, I think it's 5. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Kegels are an exercise that we all should be doing, an exercise that no one should be doing, an exercise that will help some and can make others worse, or not an exercise at all.
Ooh. And actually, I learned something today on this. So,
I did too.
because there's a huge stigma on Kegels.
Totally.
Damn it! Where did this start? You guys are all doing like letters, and now I don't know when that old one started and the new one began.
Oh, I do.
Do ya?
I do. It was Ramza was the first one. I watched it happen.
No, it has to be Della. It's Della.
Okay. Della.
Della was the first because
Yes.
Yeah, look at the timestamp, 7:58.
timestamp. Yeah, 7:58 was when we started, so it was Della, and Della won the last one, so she wouldn't have answered twice.
True.
Okay, so we got B, C, C, D, A. Okay, a bunch of guesses again.
Let's see.
Some people weren't
So-
listening.
They're an exercise that really is individual. So we know that a lot of people do them incorrectly. So I wouldn't suggest doing them unless you know that they're right for you. But they can definitely be helpful for some people, just not so helpful for others. So they're not the devil, but they're also not this like amazing exercise that's going to cure all.
Excellent. All right, so we got Ramza and Emrai.
Do you have another slide?
I think I might have done a bonus, but I can't remember. Oh, yes,
you
I
did.
did.
You have
I
bonus.
did. I wasn't sure if there was going to be a tiebreaker or anything, so I was like, I'll add it in.
That's all right. This is fun. Everyone thinks it's fun. So
Yeah. So, true or false, you always have to have an internal exam for pelvic floor physiotherapy. Everyone's
That's
fear,
always the first one to answer.
everyone's fear of coming to physio.
I know, right? We got so 7:59 is when that started.
Yeah.
And we got some trues, we got some falses. True, false, 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 true, false, false. And I think that's about 11. There's 11 you on. So, okay. What is the answer?
So, false. So you absolutely do not have to ever get an internal exam. It's completely your choice. Even though it provides us a lot of really, really good information and is this gold standard for assessment, you don't have to get it done. And we can be pretty tricky to find ways around it if you're really uncomfortable. So we always do our best to make you comfortable, and it's never a requirement, but it's something that you don't have to do.
Awesome. So, Ramza, you were first in the gate again. And Emrai.
Yes, killing it.
And with
They're
that,
like, I want this. I want this.
That's
Okay.
it.
Well,
gonna
thank you so much for coming
Thank
on,
you.
Maria. And
Yes.
thank you, Simon, for bringing her on.
You're
I
very
know.
welcome. I thought this would be a great opportunity, and Maria, thank you again for coming on and supporting us, and thank you for taking the time to put your show or slideshow together. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
Melissa
hope
was
everybody
very
kind of gained
happy.
something out of this.
I loved it. I was looking through it. I was like, oh my gosh, she did everything. I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much again. And then, whoever wins can just get in contact with me.
Well, we're going to bring the spin wheel up.
They're going to do it now. Okay, perfect.
You're going to see it live. Absolutely.
yes. This is
Let's
so
see.
cool.
So there's all of our names, and let's see who the special winner is. I'm jealous. I wish I was on the wheel.
Ramza says, I was listening.
There you go. Well done,
There you
Ramza.
go. Ramza,
He was like
you
the A+ student.
I know.
took it
Yes.
home.
They hustled.
That's
Ramza said,
awesome.
I'm getting this.
That's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
All
right.
So I wonder if maybe the best way would just be to shoot me an email with your name, and then whenever we'll send you the booking information and we'll get you hooked up.
Melissa can also connect you guys because
Perfect.
Melissa has, I assume Ramza has put their
Yes.
name into our contest. So
Yeah, I'll get you
yeah,
connected.
Melissa will connect you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much again. I really appreciate for you guys having us on. And any questions you guys ever have, just DM us, shoot us an email, or get in contact with us anyway.
Awesome. And you know what? If you talk to Melissa, we actually spotlight people on our Leaman Murray page. We do our Instagram, we do Facebook, we do, I don't know, what do we do, Melissa?
Everything.
We do Facebook, we do Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter.
Right.
And we do these. We have a bunch of professionals that we work with, and we kind of do little highlights about things that they do. So little did you know about your services? So I can send you some details tomorrow, and it would be awesome because I think this is a really good did you know, because I don't think many people do know. So
Right. No,
And
absolutely.
most people think that we just, do all things real estate, and we don't. We want to be the people that you come to when you need a recommendation for something. So like,
Yeah.
you know, you're having issues with your pelvic health. Angela, Simon, Melissa, any of the people, I need help with my pelvic health. Oh, we got a girl.
That's
That
awesome.
goes to
I love
Maria.
it.
So that's what
amazing.
we're striving for, right?
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
great.
Well, thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Great.
Thanks for
So much.
Bye.
bye.
There we go. All right, where are we? We are 58 minutes in. Actually, we're not doing too bad because that was a pretty long presentation, and good on everybody who stuck with us.
Yeah.
Really, I just, you know what, as much as I love real estate, you know, like it's the best career I've ever had in my life. But I will say, you know, being able to give back, you know, just with a little bit of fun doing these spins, bringing on these community members who are trying to push their businesses to new levels. It touches me. That's what I do this for.
At the end of the
All
day,
right.
we're all human.
Okay, so what's next? I don't have my schedule up. Just a second. Oh,
Like my mom's trying to call me. Like,
Debbie.
what are you doing?
Debbie,
Excited.
she's on TV.
Okay.
The next one we're doing is Simon's Spotlight.
Yeah.
Me.
Simon's Spotlight. Why don't we do two spins, then we'll do our Simon Spotlight. How does that sound?
That sounds good. I'll bring up the spin wheel.
Just because no one's won yet tonight. What do you guys think? We got 9 people watching. I lost a couple people. Anybody new? Is there anyone watching? For anyone who is watching, Melissa's going to put the contest link on the screen in a second in our comments. You got to enter. Your name goes on the wheel. You win some prizes. You got to be here. And we doubled them this year, that sort of thing. But I didn't see anything. I see, a Tammy Marks. Welcome. I don't know if I've seen your name before, but thank you for coming. The Ramza name, I don't think I've seen that before. So thank you so much for joining us. Oh, Molly's on, if she's still on. And I think that's it for new people. But I don't know who the 9 people, whoever's on, the 9 people that's on, say hi.
Well,
Mackenzie
Trina
Brown is
said that
now
she's with Mackenzie because Mackenzie's driving. So
Gotcha. Okay,
I
so let's do a spin and give us a shout out, give us some loves, give us some thumbs up. Let us know that you're still on. Ooh, Julie's on. Hi, Julie.
Oh, lots of highs. Okay, let's do a spin.
All right.
Baby.
Come on. Oh, we almost hit that LM.
No. What? I think that was on now.
Della, you are on.
That's so
Yay.
funny.
I got Elisa calling in. I'm on TV.
I know, like,
Oh, it's because it must be 8 o'clock, right? So everyone's like, it's 8, you're done. We're not done.
No, we're
running
never done
a
at
little
8.
bit over. All right, let's see what Della's won, because I know you're here, Della. 8:06, you were here.
Yes, she's here. Okay, let's see what you win. It's always weird 'cause
There's
system
no
just comes-
music.
No, I know. I gotta fix that.
Let me put my banners back up.
Ooh, this
Nice.
is a good one.
Nice. $40 to the winners, HomeSense and Marshall card. That's a good one.
That one's a good one. Always can get
That's a
some
good
time
one.
there. Della, you're our first big winner of the night.
Della. I get too silly on this thing. Here's my music.
Awesome. Are we gonna do another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Another spin?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Randa. Okay, so is it Randa? We're calling you Ramza, but I'm seeing Randa is kind of what you put, Randa Zwicker. Do you go by Randa? We're just like, calling you
Just
something
totally,
completely wrong.
yeah, so sorry about that.
I'm
It's so
pretty sure
hard.
you're. I know. Well, I mean, if Facebook has names, I use my middle name the most. Oh, okay. So your first name is Ramza, but you go by Randa. Okay. Well,
Okay.
you won. So now we're gonna see what you're gonna get. That's
And you're on the
exciting.
list, so that's
2
really
prizes in one night. Ooh, I can't believe we almost hit the LM tonight.
exciting. I know. They're
I
so.
mean, I'm very happy for you, Della. But that would have been cool. Oh,
Whoa. $50.
Ridge. Okay. Bent Ridge. So, we try to support, I mean, we throw a couple on there like NSLC and stuff, but we try to support the people from our Leaman Murray community. So Bent Ridge is actually one of our past clients, the owners of Bent Ridge. And we camp all summer up by his, what do they call it? Cucina? I don't know. It's like it's a winery. I thought it was called a Cucina, but I'm butchering it.
Isn't that his restaurant?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
his restaurant. No, it starts with an F.
Or El Frigo or Fire or something like that.
I gotta
who
search
knows?
it up.
I don't know. I should probably know. Anyways, Bent Ridge is an amazing place. It's up in Windsor, and it's
Right,
What is it?
it's Cucina. You're right.
Oh.
It's a Cucina. Yeah. I mean, I could be saying it wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Cucina.
It is.
So yeah, fantastic restaurant. So you adjust how much? $50.
Because we have
$50 to Bent Ridge. So go up and see it. We've been there many times. Andrew and I go up every once in a while for our anniversary, and we actually stayed in a yurt one time up there. So you can do it's called glamping, and you stay in a yurt and you get to have supper, and it's a fantastic night. So I'm very excited for you. Okay, Simon Spotlight.
Yeah.
What's up, Simon?
Here I am.
You're like, there's me. I'm gonna put
Yep.
your information up on the screen. Just one second. There
just
it
put it
is.
up.
Oh, good job, Melissa.
I beat you to it.
I know, right? All right, let's do a little bit of Simon Spotlight. So Simon Hinsa is one of our fantastic agents here at Leaman Murray. Simon, why don't you tell the audience just a quick little, who are you? How can they get a hold of you? And, your favorite areas of real estate.
All right, sure. So yeah, I'm Simon. Born and raised in Hamburg, Germany. We immigrated here, so I'm not a first-born Canadian, so to speak. I've been through the immigration process. It's been a fun ride. Culturally learned a bunch of different things. I've kind of adjusted to life in Canada and kind of looking to share that with other newcomers, especially anybody looking to buy or purchase in Nova Scotia. This province is phenomenal. So there's not a lot of areas in Nova Scotia that I don't work. I work generally anything all the way up to Cape Breton. I don't service Cape Breton, but we have lots of fantastic agents that can help you out. And honestly, if you're looking to, kind of look for your first time home, that's what I'm here for. Like working with first time home buyers. I like the education process and kind of more so taking on a teaching role in kind of what's involved with that. But that's not to say that I don't like working with investors and other buyers as well, or anybody looking to list their home. I'm kind of a jack of all trades on that level. So any questions, you guys can get a hold of me. My details are below here. So I have my phone number and then my email. If you want to contact me directly, it's simon@leamanmurray.ca. Like kind of what our guest said, there are no stupid questions, especially when it comes to real estate. It's a very fluid market right now. And as Angela kind of alluded in our stats, some areas are hotter than others and vice versa. So if you have any questions kind of about maybe what your home is worth right now, what your area is doing, give me a shout. I'd be happy to answer them and kind of help you out.
And I will say as well that all the feedback that we've gotten from people that have worked with Simon is that he's very knowledgeable. And I know that you said you like that part of it. So very good feedback about that. You give very good advice and very informative. So just want to do that little plug.
And that's another thing we do here. So a lot of the times, because we're self-employed, there kind of is no checks and balances on what's happening. We try to, our entire team works very closely together. We keep each other, in the know about our clients so that, if Simon has something happen, we can jump in and we work very closely together. And another thing that we do with that is we actually have Melissa, who is our client care. She works very, really closely with all of our clients as well, but she also does check-ins to make sure that we're treating our clients well, that we understand each other. We're human beings, we're not perfect, and maybe someone said something that someone else took out of context and they're like, well, what did that mean? Melissa's always there to kind of check to make sure that there's no hurt feelings or someone didn't, all kinds of stuff. And I have to say, in all the years that I've been with this amazing team, the support and just the nice comments that come from all of our clients about our agents, it's probably one of the best feelings that I get, is seeing those reviews come in, right? Because our clients don't have to, it's not going to the public, it's just literally coming into the back office. And when they're just going on about how great their agent is and how knowledgeable Simon is, and how, Simon, a couple of the things that we always get for you is how you always find things in the house. Like you always pay that extra attention to, check to see if there's water in that spot because it looks weird. So that's really great. And we're really proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank
Like
you.
people say,
Appreciate
they
that.
never feel pressured. I think that's really important, that they feel comfortable. And
That's something that I stress as well. Like, it's very important to me. I recently, 3 years ago, went through the first time home buying process myself. And I think there's a lot that can be educated upon, especially for first time home buyers. But I think it's also attention to detail. One of the biggest things that I say to everybody is, a lot of times I can't push you to purchase something if I can't live in it myself. And I mean that. Like, I would never put anybody in a home that I wouldn't put my own family in. That's a kind of sticking point for me. So
unless they're buying it to like fix it up, or
if you're looking for a fixer upper or an investment, but even then, like, I'm not going to steer you kind of into the wrong area. It has to mean something to you, and it has to mean something to me as well. So I think that's important.
You have to give all those risks. It's risk analysis, right? Like,
exactly.
This, and this. Okay, if you're okay with that, then this is the house for you. If you hear all those risk factors and you're not okay, we walk away, type of thing.
And another thing about
education
is that we like to keep in contact with our clients long after the process. That kind of puts me into our next thing I just want to say, is that we have our summer event coming up, which we're so excited about. And this one's open to the whole public, not just VIPs, not just our clients. Everybody's invited. It's going to be on July 23rd at the DeWolf Park, and more information will be coming out soon. But we're so excited. This is our big event of the year.
What is this, year 8?
This is our 8-year anniversary.
8-year anniversary of Leaman Murray.
So it's crazy.
Our big ass carnival.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's literally like a carnival. Like, we have we have popcorn, cotton candy, snow cones, face painting, balloon animals, hot dogs. Like, we go all
castles.
Yeah,
one year.
It's a blast for the kids. It's great conversation for the adults. I'm assuming we're going to have some local vendors again. So there's going to be some different business professionals there.
All the people, the business professionals that support us and help us do this, they will be there. So, last year we had a buyer's choice come. We had Vince Potier with Desjardins. He does more insurances, and he does I think it's called a PP plan, or anyways, he does it for like
different things.
Corporations. He has like PPP plans for corporations or stuff. We had HRM Inflatables supported us last year. We had LaChance Signs support us.
We have Patterson Law as well.
Patterson Law supported us, and I'm so sorry. There are a few others that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Monroe, we had the credit union, we had Ombre.
everybody.
We
Had everyone. So I really, if you would like to support us, hit up Melissa, and she'll let you know the sponsorship. But yeah, they'll be with us, and they just, we love giving some stuff away, and it's our big party for celebrating yet another year of everyone kind of being with us. So I can't wait. I know, right? Heather Brown says, congratulations, almost 8 years. Yeah, I mean, Andrew's been in real estate. I think he's, I don't know, what, 13? He's 13 or 14.
Wasn't he?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's almost.
Well, I mean, I have the stats, so I'm pretty sure it's 2011, and then you were.
I think he was 2010. I came in at 2013, and then everybody else followed from there. Hannah says, I won a most pad last year, and I use it every day.
You know what's so funny, Hannah? Me and Trish were talking today in the office because I was trying to find a price on something, and we were looking at how many mouse pads that Angela orders. So we're so happy that you actually like your mouse pad, because Trish always says something about it.
He's like, I always know it's mouse pads. Listen, I like my mouse pad.
Hannah likes it too. I actually took one home with me.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice, Melissa. Nice. Okay, so that's our event mention. July 23rd, was it, Melissa?
July 23rd. It's a Sunday, and we'll be doing noon until 3 this year. But we'll have some social media and some information coming out.
Yeah, and if you've entered into the contest, you're going to get our monthly newsletter anyways. Emery says we use our Leaman Murray most pad too.
There you go.
So you're all entered into the newsletter. You get it it's like the first week, anywhere from like the 3rd to the 7th. It's different for everyone. We try to like scatter it. But it will be in our next couple newsletters that you'll see. So probably the first week of June one, and then the first week of July one, you will see it in there.
And then we'll do a recap in August with some fun photos.
Okay, what's next? we're going to do a couple more spins, but I'm actually going to finish off the evening before we do those spins, because I know that everybody jumps off the minute the spins are done. So if you want to be on live with Leaman Murray, please reach out to Melissa, client care at leamanmurray.ca, or if you know someone. We also go into the business. What is it?
There you go.
Put my banner up.
There you go. Melissa Thompson, client care at leamanmurray.ca. We go into businesses as well. So if you would like us to come into your business, we can also do something there. And, we love giving away. So, if we go into the business, we can say, the first 10 people in the door get like a $5 card off of your product, stuff like that, right? So we just really try to support you guys and support your businesses. What else? If you are looking to buy, sell, invest, maybe you want to be a landlord, maybe you want to try to build some wealth for your future. Not all of us have pension plans. So, this is a really great way to do it. Contact Simon. He will help you out. And if there's anybody you can refer to us, this business is all about who you know. And our referrals are probably one of the largest. I think our sphere of influence. So all of you guys, our repeat clients and our referral base is something like 80% of our business. So if we're not getting referrals from the wonderful people that support us, we probably wouldn't be doing what we're doing. But so reach out to us. We would absolutely love a referral. Never say no to a referral. And if we don't take care of it, we will find you someone who will. So, you refer someone to us and we don't quite do that area, or maybe New Brunswick, across Canada, really anywhere in the world, we have a network. If you are moving to Germany, Simon knows people in Germany that will be able to help you either buy an investment or, move there, cottage, whatever, he can help out. So that's my plug. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you all. And we're going to do 2 more spins. Simon, do you have anything to say before we do our final spins?
Just kind of to follow up on what you just said there with, Germany and things like that. I am fluent in German, so vice versa. If you have family coming from Germany that's looking for somebody that can help them out, please be happy to help them out, and I can do so in German. So it's kind of an added bonus.
How do you say
Exactly.
buy, sell, invest in German?
Good question. Put me on the spot, I know too. Kaufen und investen. So.
I'm an ass hat. Okay.
Let's bring up the wheel.
It's your first language, dude.
Think of German speaking English, go back to German. It's hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I could imagine. So
I
Okay,
know
let's
like this much French. The end.
Yeah, baby.
Kelly Vivian. Kelly. Are you kidding me? Kelly, please tell me you're on.
I don't think Kelly's on.
She is.
That's like
Your friend, man.
guys.
Give her a minute.
I swear to God, if you get the NSLC again, I'm gonna cry.
Let's see.
That's our camping money.
I was going to say, you're going to be buying a lot of shots this weekend.
No.
Especially for band.
Okay. Kelly's not going to be happy about that. Kelly is one of our past clients, also one of my best friends. You would have won the winners HomeSense Marshalls. You would have, but alas, $5.
You got $5.
Wah, wah. All right, one more. Let's do one more.
Yeah, baby.
I just love this song. I don't know what it is. We can get a new song. But oh, Angie. Is it Angie or is it going to be Stephanie? It's Angie. Angie, are you on? I think Angie is Stacy's client, contact, friend. I can't remember. There's so many names up here. I'm so sorry.
Contact and buyer.
I think she's a past client. Yep. I think she's a friend and a past client of Stacy's. But I don't think she's on. Wow.
Gosh, guys really know how to end the night.
All right, let's see what they would have won. Let's see what Angie would have won.
A lot of people are going to be very angrily drinking their Tim Hortons coffee.
Yes. I'm so sorry. Coffee Pro or Beverage? Coffee Pro. So Angie would have won $40 to Coffee Pro, but we're going to pop a $5 Tim card in the mail. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody. We went an hour and 21 minutes. I know. I'm so sorry.
We had a really good presentation and the guest speaker.
Totally worth the time.
Totally worth it. And, you know, I like being on TV for an hour and a half every month.
Ange likes to talk.
I do. I was like, oh. All right. So we're going to be on next month. Do we know whose month is next month?
Well, there's been a little change, a little switch up. So Andrew is going to come back on, and we're going to have a special guest with Mad Science. So.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for a fantastic night. There we go. Thank you, Simon, for coming on with us and for bringing Maria. Everybody, go check out Maria's site. Check out her Instagram. Fantastic information. And join us again next month for Live with Leaman Murray.
Yes. Join us next month.
Join us next
Thank
month.
you.
Bye.
See ya.